Serious? Good afternoon there, students.
Hello.
Just waiting a couple more minutes, make sure everybody pops in here that's going to come in. While we're sitting here waiting, does anybody have any questions or want to tell me how awesome their weekend was? I'll give you extra credit. Wow, nobody even wants extra credit.
Great.
There you go, Nathan. I think everybody's so used to joining in a Zoom and immediately muting their microphone and not turning on their cameras. I don't know if anybody's actually paying attention or not. There you go. There's Deshauna. How you doing?
Doing good.
All right, good. Hey, nice day. It's going to be a nice next couple of days. I'll enjoy it. Get out there, take some photos. I actually got to do some nice photography this weekend because we finally got some nice weather. So that's one good thing. But I'm just waiting for a couple more. But you know what? Honestly, I'll get started because I record all these sessions. And Homer and Marge are going to be back soon, so I have to get out of the house. All right, so, okay. Nobody wants to laugh at my Simpsons reference because of my cool Simpsons background. I guess the Simpsons not cool anymore.
I don't even watch them.
Oh, this is the best time of year because you get to watch all the Halloween specials. That's the one thing. I don't even watch the show anymore, but I grew up watching, because the Simpsons have been on for like 100 years. I watched the Simpsons just for Halloween. They have all the funny Halloween specials on. All right. All right, so I'll tell you what. We shall get started. So have a lot of stuff to cover today. So please bear with me. I got a lot of stuff. Now, at any time, if anybody has any kind of questions or anything, please pop them into the chat for me. And I will, and you might see me pause a little bit here and there because I just keep adding students as they keep in the class right now. I was really trying to get as many people as I can in here today. Just to kind of do a bit of a status update. I'll be honest with you, we are unbelievably halfway through the marking period so far. And I will be sending out, actually I sent out my update this morning saying that, there's a lot of students here that are doing great, but there's some students here that are not doing too great. Just for the fact that they can't get in, they're not doing all the work, they're doing some of the work. They have too much going on at their sending school. And you know what? I get it. I understand. But honestly, at this point, being halfway through the marking period, you should at least be in Schoology and working. So I think there's a few hangers on that we're still struggling. But it seems hopefully that I just about got everybody squared away at this point to be able to get in and access what they need to do. But as I said, if you have a comment or request real quick, just throw it into the chat. So just kind of some of the things I wanted to go over. As I said, this working in this virtual environment is still new. I'm not a huge fan, but luckily, we teach this stuff, so it's not hard for me to make a video or, reach out and be able to work with people with technology. But I know some of you, you have your sending school that you're dealing with, and then you're dealing with, being home. I joke to my students, the reason why half of them get their work done is because I'm standing over their shoulder pointing at them to get their work done. Well, you don't have that. If you're lucky, you might have a parent or guardian making sure you're getting your work done, but I'm not really there to tell you, do this, do that, get it done. But I know some students are finding out really quickly that they're falling behind. So I would definitely tell you, which I've said before, my apologies for those who have already heard it, please try and get into a routine at this point. So, just get up, check your email, check my page, check my Schoology page, and I usually send out updates. Today I actually sent out your email telling you about today's meeting, but I'm not going to be sending emails out anymore saying, hey, we have a live session. The Schoology's already posted. The live sessions and the schedule and the links are already posted on Schoology. So if you choose to be in class, that's up to you. I know most of you, some of you are sure or not sure. These aren't mandatory. But honestly, in order for me to communicate with you and get everything out there, I think live sessions are a huge benefit for you. So, please try to jump in when you can. Yeah, I do record them all. But it is kind of good to see what I'm teaching, and while I'm teaching it, if you have any questions that pop up real quick, I can answer them for you. So, get in there, try and figure out your routine, get in, check out my live sessions. They're usually never more than half an hour. So it's not like I'm beating you up for an hour and a half talking to you. So, just to try and keep that in mind, but I want to let you know that our projects are due at the end of this week. I did give all my first year students the opportunity for an extra week to work on their Wix portfolio sites. It's not an easy thing to work on, especially when I'm here and you're there, but a lot of you are doing a really good job. I actually created a series of tutorials this morning on how to send me the link to your page through Schoology, like the proper way to do it. Some of you have been emailing it, or some of you are sending the wrong link because you haven't published it yet. So please keep an eye. I will be sending an update to Schoology today, as I usually do when I record these meetings, I post them. So you'll see some links to some tutorials along with this video to be able to submit all your work correctly. I also made a really good tutorial on connecting your Google Drive. So some of you, when you did your career path presentations, had some issues trying to send me your Google Slides. So I did a nice tutorial on connecting either your Sending School account or your Central Monco Gmail to Schoology, so you can just submit and share with me from there. So please take the time to really look at those tutorials. But your website is due this Friday. I'm not looking for a complete, finished, polished website. I just want, your template picked out, the page is set up, your name on there, and your resume done. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. And, upload some pictures and some things like that. My returning students are actually working on scripts right now for the Telling the Story project. So you need to submit to me by the end of the week through Schoology your 5-page rough draft script, minimum of 5-page. If it's more than 5 pages, that's awesome, but you at least need to do that. Your fall photograph assignment, it's in the exploratory folder on Schoology. That was due on Friday. For those of you that haven't done it, you can still turn it in late by the end of the week for reduced points. But hey, some points are better than no points, so please try and get that done. And also, your first quiz will be this Friday. And I will show you where all this stuff is right now. And then we'll talk about, next week's projects at the end of the week. But the way it looks right now is we've all been kind of grinding, getting a lot of work done. So I'm going to give a 1-week project next week for everyone to do, first and second year, related to the fall season. It can be about Halloween. It can be about the seasons. But something that kind of falls in line with this time of year. If you don't observe or celebrate Halloween, that's fine. But we will, develop a quick 1-week project. Just try and help a lot of you, catch up with work, decompress, and, hopefully do a fun assignment. So without any further delay, I am going to show you my screen And I'm going to kind of throw a lot of stuff at you right now. So just kind of be prepared. But just to, give you a quick idea, I'm actually on the Schoology page right now under a different student's name. So, just to give you a brief idea of what I'm looking at here. Let me just move some of these things over real quick. All right, get my screen set up. And I think, all right, I think we're ready to go here. So, taking a look here, please make sure, like I said, everything is kind of laid out here for you. The links to our live session every day, Monday through Thursday. I even put the times in. Here's a link to our class YouTube channel. So I did go in and actually tweak this stuff a little bit just to make it look a little bit easier on you, just to be able to navigate and see what's going on. And don't forget too, your exploratories are here for the photo and the collage marking period. But look, this is probably the most important thing. You have to do these daily discussions every single day. Now, yes, we do grade them at the end of the week. So did you, if you want to wait from today until Friday and then do all 5 daily discussion posts until Friday, that's completely up to you. But, generally on Fridays, you want to take it easy, or, if the work piles up. But if you are not doing daily discussions every day, you're being marked absent. This is the only way that we can keep your attendance. And if you actually look here at the page, and I'll zoom in a little bit to kind of show you what I'm talking about, I can actually hover over and see how many people did the daily discussion. So, this is showing me when we did daily discussion number 12, there's 18 students. I have 78 students. So quite a few students are still not doing these daily discussions. And I'm telling you right now, you have to do them or you're literally being marked absent for the days you're not here. I'm sure at your sending schools, you have a virtual homeroom and you have to check in. So please make sure you're doing that. Please, 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 please. Okay. I hate to sound like a broken record, but there you have it. And please make sure you're uploading your fall colors exploratory assignment. The link's in here, and you can actually see this particular student actually submitted his assignment, so you're good to go. Okay. So I don't think we have any questions with that. But please make sure you're doing them. I'm going to kind of move on real quick because I want to get kind of, dig in right now. So I mentioned to you before that, the first year students are working on their portfolio websites. Okay. So I did all my intros and things, but I want you to scroll to the bottom of the page because every project that I do has resources for you. Okay. It's everything you need to do to get that project done. Now, if you take a look here, I sent you some great links on how to create a portfolio. It's an article on why would you want to create a good portfolio, taking how to learn how to do screenshots, links to a student resume in Google Docs. So all these links are giving you what you need to do this assignment. I actually found a really nice student resume template for those of you that have Microsoft Word. So you would just click on them and then you can get to work. Same thing here. If you go to the student resume that I found on Google Docs, you click on it and it will take you to this pre-made resume and you'll save it to your Google Drive folder. Okay. Once again, everything you need is here in resources. So please make sure you're doing, your due diligence and checking. Same thing here when you go to the lectures. Your vocabulary stuff is right here at the top of the page. Basic internet terminology. I can pretty much guarantee you that the terminology covered in this quick this quick clip, and these words are the ones that are highlighted, okay, will be in your quiz this week. So please make sure you go through these 2 things because you will be given a quiz on Friday to take, okay? But this is how it's going to work in our 2-week project sections. You're going to do your regular project, daily discussion topics, an exploratory, and a quiz, okay? So, please don't bomb your first quiz because you didn't watch a 3-minute video and take a look at some of these terms. And I say them all the time, okay? And then as I said, all the lectures that I've done are in here on this one page. So I try to keep everything nice and organized and ready to go, okay? So Now we're moving on to the next part, is trying to get those websites of yours published and sent over and having your resume done. Okay. So let's take a look at that. Moving on, I went into and did some searching on, getting some templates for your resume. So here's my fake website here. I'm going to log in. I've already started right here. So if you take a look at my page, that is not me, obviously. But if I go back to, I made this quick welcome page, and there's my name, and it just says portfolio website. So it's all ready to go. Now I want to click on my portfolio page, and I want to start uploading pictures. Well, you can actually start uploading photos that you've done now just from your career research project. You can put that in the About Me section, and you can actually upload your fall colors assignment and your blue photo assignment. So this particular template here has these preloaded photos, but I want to go in and manage my media. So I actually want to go and delete these images out, and I'm going to add my own. Okay. So now I'm going to hit add. I'm going to add some images. Now I have some pictures on my desktop, so I'll go to upload. Try and keep your stuff organized. It's very easy to get like a lot of clutter going on, and you really want to make sure that you have everything kind of organized. So let's just pick some random pictures of some things that I took. Some of you have seen these over the last few weeks, and these are just some random pictures. So I'll hit open, and you'll start to see them all upload. Does anybody have any questions at this point? Okay. So now that all these pictures are loading, you can start to go in, say, what are the things that I want to upload here? How does it look? What do I want to put into my gallery? And how do I want to start loading and organizing these different things? So I'm going to sit here and pick a few pictures here. I'm going to pick this one, this one, this one, this one. I click on each one as I hold the shift key down. Okay. And I'm going to hit add to page. So I like all my pictures. You can actually drag them in a specific order that you want to see them in, and then you hit done. So there you go. Here is my portfolio page right now. Now you can go in and you can change the settings. You can change the layout. If I don't like this particular layout, you can do a collage. As you can see, you can do a slideshow. You can do different shapes. So there's some really cool things that you can do to make your site look nice. So I have that done. Okay. So now I want to start working on my resume section. So how do we go about doing that? Well, if you actually go and search online, there's a ton of great stuff for you, as long as you use the word student. If I was just a general person looking to build a resume, there's a bunch of websites you're going to charge me for it. So as soon as you type in student resume template, I use Google Docs because pretty much everybody has Google Docs. So if you click on there, you'll see here's a student resume template for you to work on. Okay. You make a copy of it to save it to your Google Drive. And then really, you just go in and start typing your name, education, your experience, all those different things. Change your fonts, make them look pretty, and it's all broken down quite nicely. Now, I want to show you here on my computer, here is my resume. Now, my resume, because I'm old, is a couple pages long. I would not expect your resume to be any more than like one page, okay? But over the years, you can see here, these are my different careers that I've been on, my experience that I've had in industry, the different schools that I've went to, my certifications. What do I do to help the community? I actually do some stuff to kind of give back. Things that I've accomplished that I take a lot of pride in that are also relevant to my skills and my personality. Presentations that I've done as a teacher, and then the skills that I have, what type of hardware I use, what type of software. But like I said, for someone that's 16, 17, 15 years old, you may not have a lot of stuff, but that's okay. Because what is a resume? We call a resume a living document. It's something that you go and change. I'll be honest, I change my resume every couple of months. Every time I learn something or do something, add a certification or learn a new piece of software. So, just keep that in mind. You may not have a lot in the beginning, but you can easily go in and make those adjustments when you need to. Okay. So showing you that, I will collapse this down real quick and show you. Now, the same thing, if you work in Microsoft Word, here you go. You go in here, you put your information in, and it's a pretty simple thing to do. But these are some of the things you want to say to yourself. What do I do for the community? Do I belong to a church or an organization? Do I volunteer my time helping others? It might not be things that you would consider, but let's say you're in a karate class. That's great. It's a discipline, it's a class, it teaches you, personal skills as well as physical skills. Do you play in a sport? Maybe you help keep score or you help train the younger people. Those are all what, you would consider like leadership roles, things that you do to help others. Where do you work? Do you work at a restaurant? Do you work at Burger King? Do you work, do you help your relatives? Do you have your own business doing yard work? All of those things can be considered in there as experience. Now, some of you might not work, but what do you do in the time that you have other than being a student? Maybe you're an avid skateboarder, or you love to go out and take pictures, or you paint, or you draw, or maybe you help keep the house clean. So anything that you can kind of put in there to show your skills and the things you know. Maybe you're really good at Microsoft Word, or you're really good with the Google Suite. Maybe you have a video editor or sound editor that you like to use. Any of those things you can add. You can actually put in this resume now that you know how to use Wix to build a website, and that you're taking this class to become a video or sound or an editor or whatever it is that you're here, to do. And you can start to put those skills in. Okay. So take your time. Like I said, your resume might be a half a page, but it's great that you can at least get it started. So when you do get a job and you do, get skills, all of you have computer skills, because guess what? You've all grown up with computers and technology. Put down things that interest you, because, it's not just about hiring you and your skills. If I'm going to be working with you 5 days a week, I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Do you read? Are you a runner? Do you play sports? What video games? Are you an avid gamer? So these are all different things that you can add in to try and make yourself more marketable, okay? So now that you have a good idea for, putting your resume together, how you're actually going to get it up there, okay? So in order to do that, once again, we'll go to your Wix website editor. So why don't we just go to the About page, because the About page can be your resume page. So obviously this is not me. So I'm going to go and change that background with an image. Now this is the only vertical picture I could find of myself. It's kind of goofy, but there I am flexing a sweet pose at the house in front of my wife. So this is obviously, could I use this picture? I guess I could. It kind of shows my personality. I like to be a little bit funny, but I would probably use something a little better. But it's a picture of me, and I found it real quick, so there you go. So here I could actually just write a quick paragraph. Hi, my name is Fred, and I work as a teacher. I like surfing, eating pizza, and my family. So then you could start to put down things like I'm looking for a career in video editing, and I love going to the movies. Okay, so just some quick things that you want to put in about yourself. And then you can kind of do a quick preview. Here's my About Me page. Now I could also, as you can see, please make sure your spelling and grammar is correct. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mistake there, but it's so important when you do. They say you have one chance to make a good first impression. So make sure everything is spelled properly, because you are, going to be presenting your work to people. So let's say I want to put my resume in here. How could I do that? Now, there's a couple really easy ways. Now, I showed you probably the easiest way is I love to take screenshots and I just upload it as a picture. Because, it's easy, it's quick, it's up on the website. People can't copy and paste your information or anything like that. So, let's take a look and see how we would do that. So here's my resume, okay? And I'm just gonna pretend it's one page and I'm going to fit it to the screen, okay? So now on an Apple, and I did provide links at that resources page to show you how to do a screenshot or a print screen, or whatever you want to call it. On an Apple, if I were to hold down the Shift, Command, and the number 4, you'll see this crosshair come up. So you can click and choose the area you want to show. So I will click here and then drag, and you'll hear a camera noise, and then it just took a screenshot of my resume, okay? So anybody can do that. So I'm going to add it here, okay? So I'm gonna add it as an image because the screenshot is an image, and I'll go to my image uploads, okay? I haven't uploaded it yet, but I'm gonna upload it from my computer, and I made a screenshot folder. So I'm going to find that screenshot I just took right here, and I'm gonna hit open. So you'll see it upload. Okay, and there it is. So I can hit add to page. Check it out. There's my resume. So I can fit that here, and I can put this, I can actually make this page bigger and give it more room. And then, like I said, here's my resume. It's kind of over my face, but obviously I wouldn't want to do that. But just for the sake of, getting through this tutorial real quick, but I can shrink this and make it fit on the page. Problem is, it's not very big. So you may want to consider, what photo are you going to use for your page, okay? There's many different ways to do this. You can actually do a really cool thing where, here's my resume right here, but let's say I want them to be able to download the actual document so the company and or school can download my resume and be able to read it and make changes or anything as necessary. So let's do that. So let's add something cool. We could do a button. So let's just pick out a easy to use button. We'll put it here. And I'll actually just put it here out in the open, make it a bigger button. And I'll actually double click and say, download resume, okay? And, once that's done, I can actually go in and check that design. I'm not a big fan that the words are small, so I'll actually hit customize, okay? And make my text bigger. So just something to make it fit in there. It doesn't have to be crazy big, but here's my download resume button, okay? So that's pretty cool. So how could I get people to actually download and make this function? So you would click on it and you'll see that link. Everybody should probably know at this point a link, you see this little chain, it means that there's a link to something. So if I click on the link, what do I want to link it to? I actually want to link it to the document. So I'm going to click document, but the issue is I haven't even uploaded it yet. So I want to hit choose and I want to upload it because I'm not using this because all I did was take a screenshot. So I want to go to upload media and go upload from computer, okay? So I'm going to find my resume, wherever the heck I put it on my computer, okay? And here's my resume. So I'm going to hit open. And now you'll actually see my resume upload. It's right here. It's a PDF, a portable document format, Adobe PDF file. So I'm going to click on that once and go add to page. And you'll see it says, I linked this document to here. Now here's something pretty cool. Okay, now that my page is done, I'm going to hit save because I love to hit save just in case nothing goes wrong. Okay, so hit done. And now I can preview it. So if I hit preview and I click here, see how it changes color. Now watch, I click, ta-da, here's my resume. And it downloaded the whole entire thing. So it's pretty awesome to be able to have something like that ready for you to go, okay? Now, last but not least, Now that you kind of have everything close to being ready, you want to publish this and then send me the link. So how do you do that? Okay, so what you need to do is you take a look here and you start to say to yourself, okay, how does everything look? Does everything look good? Now, here's a pretty cool feature that you may or may not know about. Most of us look at websites on the phone. Well, how does it look? I mean, it looks great here on the screen, but do you really know what it's going to look like when you publish it and look at it on a phone? Well, there's this great feature right here, switch to mobile. Thank goodness many of the templates that Wix provides you are mobile friendly, okay? So you want to click on the mobile and it'll actually show you what it's going to look like on a phone. So actually take a look, it's different than what you just saw. So sometimes you get two different looking sites. This actually kind of looks better in my opinion. It's got my picture there, here's my about me, here's a picture of my resume, and then here's a button where you can download it. And you can tweak all those things, but there's also a really cool feature called Page Layout Optimizer. So it will actually clean it up, make it look good. Now let's see if anything happens to my layout. So yes, it did. It changed it around. Now, do I like it? Not a big fan because it covered my face. But 9 times out of 10, it looks really good. So I'll just hit Control Z and go back and say, hey, I like this the way it is. Now we can go back to switch to desktop and it's ready to be published. Now here's the important thing to do. So now that we're ready to go, we actually want to hit publish. Now your website is out for the internet to see, okay? Now if you take a look, here's a link. You need to copy this link, okay? So you hit copy and then you hit done. Then you would jump into Schoology and send me this link. Excuse me. Now I actually did a tutorial video on how to do that. So I'm not going to waste your time with actually doing it right now. So, you know, that's really what I have for now. I kept it at a half an hour. I know I did show you a lot. I highly recommend if you have time right now, when we're done, to go in and actually give it a shot, get your resume done, upload it, link it, and then publish your site, and then send it to me. Because it's going to be due, like I said, at the end of this week. So, you know, get in there, chug along, get your stuff done, upload your content, because after this week, your projects are going to be locked out for you to submit. And then you're going to start losing points. But, you know, just to kind of recap everything I talked about at the beginning, you know, please make sure you're going to Schoology every day. Please make sure you're doing your daily discussions. Check your email for any important updates. Check for assignments. Pop in during live sessions when you can. If you can't watch the videos, you can always pop in during office hours, which will actually be beginning in 10 minutes. But like I said, if you need any help, please let me know. But that is it for today. And I will be working on some more stuff tomorrow and getting your project ideas ready for next week. So if nobody has any questions, I think that's it for today. Does anybody have questions? You can just turn your mic on, pop in. No? Okay. But thank you everybody for attending today. I do appreciate some of you have been regularly attending, and I do appreciate it. So thank you very much. And I will see you at office hours. If I don't, have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.